All right. Shoot. I'm tangled. I always do this. I put my mic on and then I take off my long sleeve shirt and now I'm tangled. All right. So if you haven't already done it, you can find your way into a comfortable place to do your centering. Our requests tonight were core, hips, neck, shoulders, and grounding. We'll do some grounding. So for those of you, if you're sitting, maybe having your palms face down on your legs, if that feels good. It's a little more grounding than when you have your palms face up, right? If palms face up, we usually say like open to receive, palms face down, kind of grounded, connected to the earth. So get yourself comfortable. And as you do that, just like notice your physical body's connection to the ground, the wherever your legs are touching the ground, your sitting bones. And just let your mind stay there for a moment, just noticing that connection. I'm connected. I'm supported. I'm held. And let your mind just stay with that support, stay with that connection, stay with that sense of feeling grounded. And then start to notice your breathing. You can start to slow it down. And as you breathe a little slower, a little deeper, continue that sense of feeling grounded, feeling connected to the earth. Those places in your body that are connecting to what you're sitting on, just keep noticing them, kind of breathing your awareness into them. One of the things I like to say on my yoga mat in the morning to myself is, may I connect my heart to the heart of Mother Earth. Right? So just see how that lands, if that lands for you today. Connect my heart to the heart of Mother Earth. And breathe into that sentiment. And once you feel nice and grounded and supported, bring awareness to your back body. Start to press up through the top of your head, getting the spine nice and long, shoulders broad and relaxed. Notice your shoulders and just allow them to start to soften. Notice your arms and bring awareness to your belly. And work your way towards that really slow, deep, complete breath. If you'd like, you could add ujjayi or the ocean sounding breath. Just focusing on your breath. We spent quite a bit of time focusing on just the body's connection to the ground. So take that same sense of focus and turn it towards your breathing. Right? Let the simple thing that your body does, let it be enough for right now. Enough to focus on. Enough to occupy all your mind's attention. And if you'd like to layer on another breathing practice, we can do alternate nostril breathing. I feel like it's hard to be grounded if you're not balanced. So if that feels comfortable, you can do that. If not, just stay with the two you're at. But the next time you find yourself inhaling, if you haven't already, just close your right nostril and inhale through the left. Switch when you're ready and exhale through the opposite nostril. So just take your time. Inhale through one side. Switch your hand and exhale through the other side. So find a pattern, find a rhythm that feels good. Inhaling through one side, exhaling through the other. You can always switch the hand that you're using if your arm or shoulder gets tired. And if you'd like to, at the top of your inhale, play with a little breath retention. When you inhale, just hold your breath for a few seconds before you switch sides and exhale. And the next time you find yourself exhaling through the left nostril, just let that be the last one. Before you release your hand, as you release your breathing practices, just let your body breathe on its own and notice how you feel. And as we start our practice together, offer yourself a little thank you or a big thank you and create an intention. Maybe it is the same intention, looking for grounding, or maybe there's something else, right? Like, why roll out your yoga mat tonight? And with that intention planted into your heart, we'll kind of send them out into the world by way of an om. So you can bring your hands into prayer if that feels comfortable. You're also welcome to listen. Millie's barking in her sleep. Millie wants to om with us too. Or you can email. You can om, email along with us. Oh my goodness, my brain. We're going to om together. So let's inhale all together. Ah. Om, peace, peace, peace. You can release your hands and bow your head to your heart. Just notice. Notice how the stretch feels. And we'll start to move a little bit, inhaling. Just roll your head over to one side. Exhale to bring your head slowly back down. And inhale slowly over to the other side. So just keep going, right? Kind of just finding out how your neck feels, how your shoulders feel, deepening the breath as you do it. Allowing the jaw to relax, still feeling nice and grounded. The next time your head is tipped over to one side, let it just stay there. Take maybe 2 slow, deep breaths. Maybe sighing on the exhale. And eventually rolling your chin to chest again. And then your head to the other side. And once you find a stretch that feels good and comfortable and your shoulders are in the placement that you want, take those 2 slow, deep breaths. Maybe sigh it out on the exhale. And eventually bring your chin to your chest. You can blink your eyes open and start to lift your gaze. Ouch. All right, so if you're sitting on something, remove it. Stretch your legs out in front. Ooh, and you can lean back on your hands. And I fell yesterday, so if you hear me, you might hear me saying into the microphone sort of accidentally, ouch, every once in a while. I fell. um, so I'm a little sore. I'm just sore today because I fell. I don't want to tell you. I'll tell you later how I fell if you're interested, but I don't want it to be recorded. All right, so start moving. Start moving your legs. So move one leg forward and the other one back. Right, you can I like to let my shoulders follow the foot. Then eventually you can pause and let your feet start to circle. Just notice the details. Keep slowing down the breath. Go the other way. Good. And then let your feet be like windshield wipers. Good. And then you can pause there and bounce your knees up and down. Just warming up the legs, waking up the muscles. Good. And when you release, notice how your legs feel. Good. And we'll work our way up to the hips. So you could be leaned back on your hands or your forearms, feet a little wider than your hips are wide, knees bent, and allow the knees to go side to side. And just notice all the details of what your body is telling you about this movement. Good. And then let the knees go over to the right. If it isn't already, bring your right forearm to the ground. So knees to the right forearm to the ground. The left arm comes in front of you. Actually, you can bring the left arm along the left leg. Does that make sense? Yeah. Sorry. And as you inhale, sweep your arm up towards the ear. Arch the back a little bit. You can look up a little. And then exhale, bring the arm back down. Let your head kind of follow the arm. Look down towards your knee and your navel. And then inhale, sweep the arm up towards your ear. Look up, arch your back a little. And then exhale, round. So a little bit of cat and cow movement in the spine. Inhale to arch. The arm just goes up towards the ear, out in front of you, and down towards the leg, and then back again. I'm doing it if you need to see it. There we go. Good. Next time the arm is along the ear, just pause there, but you're welcome to move a little bit. Like sometimes I like to turn the heart and the pinky finger towards the floor, and then I kind of turn the palm up towards the sky and open through the shoulder. So you're just kind of like waving the arm down towards the floor, heart points towards the floor, and then up towards the ceiling, heart up towards the ceiling. Good. And the next time you're in a shape that feels good, whether you're kind of facing towards the floor, opening your heart, just pause there and breathe. Good. And when you release, let's see, you can swing your left hand behind you. The knees can come up. And just like before, let your knees go side to side again. Oh, yeah. And then your knees go over to the left when you're ready. Bring your left forearm to the ground if it isn't already. Sorry, my hair is tangled in my mic. And then your right arm along the right leg. And it's just your arm is going to go forward, like out in front of you, and then up towards the ear as you inhale. You can arch the back a little. And exhale, that goes right back the way it came, down towards the leg. And you can look down towards your knee, rounding your spine. So inhale, arm comes up towards the ear, arch your back. And exhale towards the knee. So move with your breath. This side might be different, right? So just notice all the details. And the next time, let's see, your arm is along the ear. You can pause there. And the way we did it before was sort of look down towards the floor, pinky finger towards the floor. We do this kind of thing seated sometimes, just not really in this shape. And then inhale, turn your palm up, look up, open the heart towards the sky. So that's an option. You don't have to do that. That's what I'm going to do. So breathe your way there, right? One breath, opens the heart. One breath kind of turns your shoulders or your heart towards the ground. And then pick one. Pick one that feels really good. Might be different than the one than you did before. Pause and breathe. And when you're ready, sweep the arm behind you as the knees come up. Feet wider than your hips are wide, and let the knees go side to side. Good. And then when you're ready, you can come back up to seated. The left leg can do whatever the left leg wants to do. We just want access to the right foot. So I figured if we're going to be more grounded, especially when we're standing, let's get the feet to feel a little better. So they'll be easier to plug into the earth. So we're going to give ourselves a little foot massage. All of you have done this with me before, but I'm going to be descriptive for the video's sake. So you're going to start with my two thumbs on the big toe side, but I start at the heel. And I just press and release and kind of move my way up towards the big toe. I only go to like the big toe mound. Sometimes I go further. And then you go back down, one-way traffic to the heel, and you move over and trace the line of the second toe. So keep looking at your foot as you do this. Keep breathing. No rush. Right? This is self-care at its finest. You can give yourself a foot massage. So just keep tracing the line of the toes from your heel all the way up. I'll let you in on a little secret. This is what I do sometimes when the class is in relaxation. Hold on. Is not in airplane mode. There we go. All right. And when you get to all 5 lines, when you're done with that, do something that would feel good to your foot. You know, we don't really need to be taught how to massage our own feet because you know what feels good, right? So move your hands around, move your fingers around the feet. Maybe you make a fist and use your knuckles, whatever feels good. Good. And then when that's better, when that feels complete, grab your ankle, shake your foot. Keep breathing. Good. And then my favorite one is you give your foot a little round of applause, a little clap, your hands over your foot. This is much more fun when we were in the studio and I could hear everybody clapping their feet, but I'm just going to have to imagine it. Good. And then release your foot. How your right one feels compared to your left one. And then we'll do the other. So same thing. Start at the bottom of your foot. Start at the sorry, I can't think of what this is called. The heel. Start at the heel. One-way traffic. Move up towards your big toe and then move over. Toe by toe. Right? Keep breathing. Keep noticing your foot, even just looking at your foot. This is going to help. This is going to help connect us to the earth. My phone's still buzzing. And no rush. But when you do feel done, when you're done with all 5 lines, do something else to your foot, something else that would feel good. Might be different than the other one. Good. And then eventually you can grab your ankle, shake your foot, keep breathing, and then give your foot a round of applause. And then when you release, notice how your feet feel. All right. So let's try out our new feet. So let's come up to standing. And actually, we'll do one more thing for the feet. Oh, they feel pretty good. Well, mine feel pretty good. I'm not trying to speak for your feet. Let's do one more thing. So if you shift your weight to one foot, doesn't matter which one, and then the other one, circle it. Maybe you keep the ball of the foot on the ground and you just circle your heel, or if it feels okay to kind of flip your toes over. Takes a little more. And then go the other way. Keep breathing. And we get into the ankle a little bit more, the calves. Good. And then release. Just give yourself a little like grounding, like walk in place, and then switch sides. Circling your heel. And then go the other way. Keep breathing. Good. And then you can walk in place, kind of actually stamp the feet a little bit. It's a little more grounding. Yeah. And then find stillness. Take a deep breath in and just sigh it out. Let's do that again. Slow, deep breath in and sigh it out. Let's do that 2 or maybe 3 more times. Let's do 3 more times. We're going to add the shoulders and the arms. So you're going to inhale and shrug the shoulders, make a fist, kind of squeeze the arms a little bit, and then exhale, let everything go, let the shoulders drop. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale, squeeze, shoulders towards ears, hands into fists. Hold and exhale, let it go. Good. One more time at your own pace. Good. And then let your shoulders start to circle. So let them circle up, back, and down. And then your arms get involved like a rowboat. I've been doing the rowboat a lot lately. Right? Maybe let your oars get really long. Just like whatever would feel good. I like to feel the shoulder blades kind of squeezing together on the back. You know, in OT school, they talk a lot about like these kinds of things helping with proprioception, which like I've never considered before, but like just know that you are really good at proprioception. You can imagine your shoulders in space and how to move them. So you're if you need something to be like proud of yourself about today, I am good at proprioception. There you go. All right, so release the motion. Feet a little wider than hips. I think you might already be there because I think I've said that a couple times. And then I'll do standing swinging twist. So lift the heel that you face away from. You can even like bend your knee. I like to bend the knees through the center and kind of stay a little closer to the earth. It helps me make sure I don't like hyperextend anything. Good. And then very gradually make your way to stillness. Just coast your way there. Come up to standing, come up to stillness, and just let your head, we did this a little earlier, but let your head tip to one side. And just pause there. Relax your shoulders, deepen the breath. And whichever side your head is tipped to, so if your head is tipped right, you're going to use your left arm, and vice versa. So whichever way your head is tipped, use the opposite arm. And bring your arm away from your body, just, I don't know, like 5 or 6 inches. And then take your palm and turn it up towards the sky. The thumb kind of rolls back, and just keep breathing. And then gently relax. You can pick your head back up. And before we switch sides, just bring your chin down towards your chest. Good. And then you can bring your head back up and switch sides, whichever side you didn't do. Breathe deeply, relax your shoulders. Bring your arm a few inches away from your body. Turn your palm up. The thumb keeps rolling back, and breathe. Good. You can release, roll your chin to your chest. Good. You can blink your eyes open if your eyes are closed, and then bring your gaze back up. So step up to the front of your yoga mat, and we'll work on mountain. So feet hip distance apart. Spread your toes, kind of shift your weight a little bit. I always like to alternate pushing the feet into the floor, so kind of push one foot at a time to do this wiggle. And then I find balance, right? Both feet being pushed down. And then lift your toes. So when you lift your toes, the arches lift, right? The bony landmarks of the feet push in a little more. Situate your legs, right? The legs are kind of engaged just a little bit. Tailbone points towards the floor. Belly draws in, heart lifts up. Let your shoulders relax. Push the top of your head up towards the sky, and turn your palms forward. Then if your toes are still lifted like mine are, start to bring them down, but can you keep the arches still lifted in the feet? There's no, that's fine, but just see. And as you inhale, so keep all this engagement, all this strength, right? This tall, proud mountain. And inhale, float your arms up. Get nice and tall. Reach through the fingers, through the top of your head. And exhale, float the arms down. All the while pushing your feet into the floor. I mean, gravity's doing it for you, but just have that sense, right? You're going in a lot of different directions. Inhale, arms reach up. Get nice and tall, and exhale, float the arms down. Good. Next time the arms are overhead, take your right hand and wrap it around your left wrist. Give a little pull and start to gently glide into a side stretch. Gently bring yourself back up. Other hand, other wrist, give a little pull and glide into your side stretch, going the other way. Keep breathing. On your next inhale, come back up. Exhale, release. Find your balance, find your mountain. Palms face forward. Good. Inhale, float your arms up. As you exhale, bend your knees as you bring your hands to your hips. So almost chair, but we're not going to hang out here. And then your left foot steps back into a lunge. Or a not a mountain. I want to say warrior one. So let your heel, if it's possible, let your heel hover back for now instead of putting it down at an angle, and just play with that stretch, gently pressing your heel down. And then we're going to come out of it. Lengthen your front leg as you lift the back heel up, and then sink back down. Sometimes I let them fall, sometimes I let them just hang. So if you're feeling pretty good with balance today, you can float the arms up and back down. It's going to challenge your balance a little more. Keep hugging the belly into the spine, right? We want to have strong core when we play with balance. Good. And the next time your knee bends, just pause there. The heel can do what it wants. It can go back, straight back and hover. It can go down at an angle. It's up to you. Tuck the tailbone or drop the tailbone towards the floor. Draw the belly in, lift your heart. Then bring your arms to your sides if they aren't already. And as you inhale, reach your arms up and breathe. So from the waist down, you are strong, you are grounded, sort of feel that energy pushing down. And from the waist up, feel everything lifting away from the waist, right? So the crown lifts up, the heart lifts up, your shoulders are soft. Keep breathing. Good. And then start to float the arms to your sides. You can hinge forward and step forward and just slide into a forward fold, standing forward fold. Bend your knees as deeply as you need to. Just hang heavy. The head relaxes, the shoulders relax. This might be a nice opportunity to take a couple sighs on the exhale. So take a deep breath in and just sigh it out. Good. And then bend your knees, sink your weight into your heels, keep your chin tucked. And as you inhale, start to roll your way up, one bone at a time. Chin is the last thing to lift. All right, so find your mountain again. If you need to scoot up to the front of your yoga mat, you can do that. Let your toes lift, let the arches lift. Feel the feet press down, legs engage, heart and crown lift up. Palms face forward. You can lower your toes if you haven't already. And as you inhale, reach your arms up, get nice and tall. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips or just to your sides, and step your right foot back into a lunge. So keep your heel straight back for now. And as you inhale, lift the back heel up, lengthen the front leg, and then sink yourself back down. If you want to add the arms, you can. I can never quite decide exactly how I want them to go. That's why I never really teach it in a systematic way, because I always do it different. So, let your body figure out how it wants to move if you want to move here. And this kind of thing, it's okay if the arms do something different because they're symmetrical. They did the same thing the last time, so it's okay if they do something different. So next time you're in your high lunge or your warrior one, just pause there. Feel the tailbone press down, feel the belly draw in and up. You can float your arms up if they want to. And feel that opposition, right? The weight, the legs are strong and grounded, connected to the earth. Your heart is like beaming up towards the sky, out in all directions, right? Crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. Keep breathing. Whenever you're ready, float your arms, your hands forward, step forward, and just fold forward. If you're someone who loves downward facing dog, this would be a good place to put it in. Usually do it that often, but I've called to do it for a second. So if you want to, great. If not, you can hang out in your forward fold. And after a few breaths, if you are in down dog, you can make your way into a forward fold again. Bend your knees, tuck your chin, and start to roll your way up to standing. Bone by bone. And when you get there, notice how you feel. Good. So find a wide stance on your yoga mat. So sideways on your yoga mat. Find a wide angled stance. And let your toes go out a little bit towards the corners of your yoga mat. But see if you can feel just as strong here as you did when you were in mountain, right? Nice and grounded. And you can float your arms out at angles, sort of to mirror image the legs. So the same shape. And just take up space. We did this on Friday, I remember now. Right, relax your shoulders, hug the belly into the spine. Just take up space, keep breathing. Imagine energetically you're taking up the whole room that you're in. And then maybe the whole house or apartment or, building that you're in. And maybe energetically it keeps going. Right? I'm picturing my whole block, right? My whole neighborhood. Just let your energy kind of shoot out there. So take another breath in, and as you exhale, let's rest the arms. So bring the arms all the way down. Bend your knees as if you're like sliding your back down a wall. You're still upright. Just bend your knees and then straighten the legs. So we're just going to bend and straighten a few times. And actually, we can add the arms again if they are ready, if they needed. I needed a break. My post-injured body needed a break. So we're just going to bend the elbows, bend the knees, and then lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms. But if that's too much, you can skip the arm part. Keep the belly hugging into the spine. It's really easy to arch the back here. It is going to arch a little bit. That's just sort of that's just how the body works. But we want to protect it. So we want to keep the belly strong. So try going a little slower. That's going to strengthen the muscles in the legs. It's going to kind of force you to strengthen the muscles in the belly too. And the next time you're in Goddess, just pause there. Gently press the elbows back. They might not go any further, but they might. The shoulder blades could squeeze together a little more. Their heart could beam up a little more. And then you might not be doing anything physically, but imagine the knees could press back a little further. Feel the belly press towards the spine. Keep breathing. I always like to lift my toes here. I don't know why, but it feels, helpful. Good. And then inhale, slowly rise up. Your muscles might yell at you a little bit about that one. Turn your toes forward and then fold over the legs. So a wide angled standing forward fold. Let your head dangle. Let your shoulders relax. Take a deep breath in and let it out with a sigh. Maybe 2 more of those. Just let everything go through your sigh, through your exhale. Good. And then start to bend your knees and let your feet be, I moved my feet. I don't know if you did, but I did. So make them the way they were before. Heels in, or the toes point towards the corners of the mat. I don't know why I can't talk today. Bring your hands to your thighs and come up halfway. We're entering allergy season. So for me, every time I go over, I get really stuffy and then it's like hard for me to think. So just pausing. Great. And then you can come back up to standing. If your legs need a break, if they need to step together, you can. If actually, let's do that. Let's step the feet together for a moment and just kind of move them around, circle them if they need to. Great. And let's do another wide angled stance, feet wide apart. The right toes go out and the left toes go in. Right, so that the foot turning out is going to help that external rotation of the hip. So start to bend and straighten. So, this one has a strengthening and a stretch, right? We're kind of externally rotating the hip. And the next time that you bend, just pause there. Bring your hands into prayer. And as you inhale, reach the arms up, get nice and tall. And exhale, arms parallel to the ground. Can you keep that lengthening through your spine? So belly hugs into the spine, heart lifts up towards the sky or out in all directions, really. Keep breathing. Feel the weight of the body equally balanced over both feet, not just the right one. And on an inhale, float your right arm up and your left arm down, gently stretching the right side, and just breathe. Soften the shoulder. And then you can cartwheel the arms, right hand or forearm to the thigh, left arm past the left ear, and just find that stretch on the side of the body and breathe. Good. When you're ready, release your arm down. You can lengthen your leg, turn your toes, and let's take another break. You can step your feet together, move your feet around. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So feet are wide, toes out, right toes in. Just bend and straighten a few times, getting a sense of how this side feels. And next time you bend, just pause there. Hands into prayer. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, arms parallel to the ground. Look past your left hand and keep breathing. Relax where you can. Feeling grounded, connected to the earth, steadfast, balanced. Weight of the body equally balanced over both feet. And then inhale, bring your left arm up and your right arm down. You can start to go the other way, cartwheeling the arms, stretching the right side of the body. And whenever you're ready, you can release your arm, lengthen your leg. And it might feel good to do a wide angled forward fold from here. Maybe even that wide angled down dog that I love so much. Remember, it's not weight bearing in the hands though. You're just reaching the hands forward and then pressing back through the hips. The hands are just resting on the floor. They're not holding your body weight up. Good. And then eventually you can walk your hands back to you. You can start to heel toe your feet together. So you're in a feet are a little closer and you're in a regular standing forward fold. And then from here, let's make our way to the ground. So if downward facing dog sounds good to you, you can do that. If child's pose sounds good to you, you can do that. If that's not an option, you can sit on the ground and fold your body over the legs, right? But we're just going to get ourselves closer to the ground. Good. And eventually, if your knees are okay with it, you can come into table. If your knees are not okay with it, you can come to seated. We're just going to do cat and cow. We only did like a little baby version of it before. So we're going to do cat and cow, either from hands and knees or sitting. So as you inhale, you gently, slowly start to arch the back. And as you exhale, gently, slowly, you round your back. So letting the tailbone kind of move up or back behind you. Belly sways, heart lifts. And then exhale to round. Belly tucks into the spine. So those of you who are okay with knees, I don't know, I think all of us in this group are okay with knees, but you can let me know if you're not. but you can use a little padding if you need to. You can come into a neutral spine. I haven't taught this in a long time because I generally avoid, I think I even advertise my classes, we will avoid hands and knees. So I'm sorry. But from here, kind of hug your belly into the spine. Bring your right arm out in front of you, fingertip touching the floor, and your left foot, I don't have it from, your left leg extends back. And for now, just let your toes touch the ground. So my right arm is straight, my left leg is straight. And as I inhale, this is hard to do sideways because I'm running into my table. You lift. As you exhale, you lower. So we're going to come into balancing table. So inhale, lift your arm and leg, right arm, left leg, and exhale, lower. We're also in the process strengthening the glutes, strengthening the belly. If you'd like to hold it, you hold it. And my having fallen yesterday, my body's not in love with this. So I might just come in and out of it a few times, but you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to hold it. And when you're ready, you can release. If child's pose sounds good, you can come into child's pose. You feel ready for the other side? The other side. So this time the right leg goes back, curl the toes under, the left arm extends in front. So I always start with the limbs touching the ground, the ones that are extended, and then inhale, both lift. Exhale, they lower. So I like coming in and out of it a few times. Keep hugging the belly into the spine. And at some point, usually after I do like 5 or 6, I hold. Whenever you've had enough, I've had enough, you can come into something that would feel good. Child's pose or upright child's pose. I'll do it just so we have a visual. So when you're ready, you can make your way out of child's pose or upright child's pose. I don't have a fancy transition, so if you need something on the way, you can do it. But eventually find your way onto, oh wait, we didn't do a hip thing, did we? Let's do a hip thing first, sorry. So let's come back to where we were before. So knees bent, feet wide apart, you. And let your knees go side to side. We'll hold a moment. Let your knees go to the right. Rearrange so you're comfortable and just start to move your hip forward, twisting your torso, and then move it back. So the hand can be on the hip, just moving the hip forward and then moving it back. And the next time you're twisted, just pause there. Take maybe 3 breaths here. And you can unwind a bit, hands around the right knee, and either send your left knee back a little bit and kind of lift up, kind of like an almost pigeon, or you can lengthen your leg back behind you. Still almost pigeon, but not, so you're not totally squared with the hips, but your leg can be straight and your toes can be curled under. So either way, knee bent, but just back a little bit, or leg straight. Knee towards the ground, toes tucked under. Does that make sense? Yeah, and heel up towards the ground. You can also fold over the leg. So find something that would feel good. Pigeon, almost pigeon. You could certainly come into full pigeon if you want. Then notice what you need. You could move, you could stay in stillness, deepen the breath. And eventually you can start to pick yourself up. Shift your weight to your right hip if it isn't already shifted there. Bend the back knee if it isn't already. Hands behind you. And let the knees come up and let them go side to side. And we'll do the other side. So knees over to the left. And we'll start with twisting first. So right hand on the hip and just gently press your hip forward and twist and gently unwind. So just going back and forth a few times. And next time you're twisted, just stay there and deepen the breath. And as you unwind, find a good place to land, maybe facing the knee. And you can take your right knee and send it back a little bit, and that might be enough of a stretch as you kind of sit up tall for a moment. Or you can curl your toes under and face the knee towards the ground. My knee and the top of my thigh are touching the ground. One's not better than the other. I just needed to explain it a little better. And breathe. So almost pigeon, and you can do resting almost pigeon if you want. Find something that feels good, or full pigeon. You can do full pigeon if you want. And breathe. And when you're ready, you can shift your weight to your left hip, bend your right knee again, and start to lift yourself up. And one more time, hands behind you. You can let your knees go side to side. Good. And from here, you can find your way onto your back. Ooh. When you get there, you can bring your knees in. You rock a little side to side, either holding your knees or wrapping your arms around the legs. Just we gave the feet a massage, now we give the back a massage. And you can find stillness when you're ready. You can let the feet touch the floor. Arms along the sides of your body, palms face down, and kind of tuck your shoulders under a little bit. Tuck the sidelines of your arms under the sidelines of your body. And this is lately, this is always how I start if I'm going to do core strengthening, this is how I start. Sometimes I do a lot, sometimes I just do a few, but it helps me like just make sure I'm using the right muscles. So we're just going to basically engage the belly muscle. So you take a breath in, just relaxed. And as you exhale, push the belly into the spine, push the spine into the floor. And then inhale, let it all release. And exhale, push the belly into the spine, push the spine into the floor. Inhale, everything releases. The next time you're holding, just keep holding and keep breathing. So that's going to help you figure out how to engage the muscles and be able to breathe at the same time. Good. And then you can release. Let's see. You can bring your limbs up towards the sky and hug the belly into the spine. So just like we were doing before. So it's a little bit, I feel like it's easier to figure out when we're like this because it's more necessary than just having your feet on the ground. Right? So this is going to help protect the back. So hug the belly into the spine. You can pause here and just keep breathing. You're welcome to just hang out here if this feels like enough. Or we can do that thing we do. So diagonals, right? My right arm, my left foot, my left hand, my right foot. Those are the ones that are going to move at the same time. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, right hand, left foot makes their way to the floor. Right arm overhead, leg out in front of you because it has no choice. And then inhale, come back up. Whew, and then switch sides. Sorry, I always forget that I do this in the morning now. So when I teach it, whew, it's a little hard. So move slowly. I'm going to take a teacher moment and take care of myself and not do any more. So do as many as you'd like. 2 limbs are always up. 2 limbs are always moving, the diagonals. So 2 limbs stay still as the other 2 travel. So keep hugging your belly into the spine. Keep hugging the spine into the yoga mat. And you can release whenever you're ready. And when you do release, find something that would feel good. Maybe bringing the knees in and rocking. Maybe sometimes we do feet wide apart, knees bent, and the knees go side to side. Good. And when you're ready to release, let's see. You can bring let's do this. You can bring your feet to the floor. You can cross your right ankle over your left knee. We'll do that number 4 stretch. And this might be plenty, or the left foot leaves the ground and you bring your knees in. You can hold on to your left thigh or shin if you want to. And breathe. So if you are feeling a bit flexible today, or if you need a little more, you can take your right elbow or even take your whole right forearm and just press just a little bit into the right knee, kind of pressing the knee away from you as you use your left leg to pull the heel in. So it's that, the foot is moving towards you and the knee is moving away from you, if that makes sense. And breathe. And you can release when you're ready and switch sides. Oh, sorry. I'm getting into the areas that I'm sore. So left ankle over right knee, and you find out what you need. Maybe you're happy with the foot on the floor. Maybe your hands hold the right thigh or shin. Maybe your left arm gently pushes the knee away as your foot gets drawn towards you. You can release whenever you're ready. And let's do one more thing. We got a twist in our future here. One more thing. So arms out wide, knees bent. You can scoot your hips over to the right a little bit. And the knees can go to the left. Some people like a deeper twist, so the knees can come in towards the shoulder if that's the case, and then over to the left. And you can turn your head to the right. And if you need like a little extra, you can take your left arm and just rest it on the right knee. Sometimes that helps just a little extra. Deepen the breath. So take your time to fill and empty the lungs. Right? That's how we started our practice. Just that, right? Just breathing slowly, deeply. Then we added all this other stuff. But can you come back to the simplicity of that? And that's not entirely true. Where we started was feeling the body connected to the ground. So can you allow that to be in your mind as well? The places in your body that touch the ground. When you feel ready, you can gently unwind, come back. Ooh, to center. And then we can go the other way. So hips go a little left, knees go to the right. If you need a deeper twist, they come in towards the shoulder and then over. And your head can look left. Maybe the right hand rests on the outer edge of the left knee. And deepen your breath. And when you're ready, you can start to unwind. You can square your hips. And the last thing we'll do is relaxation. So for now, the practice is yours. So take another minute or 2 or 3 to finish your practice however you need to. Right. When you feel like you're ready to set yourself up for relaxation, you can do that. Just make sure that you're warm enough, make sure that you're comfortable. Take your time. And when you are comfortable and ready for relaxation, you can start with slow, deep breathing. So come back to complete breath. So, really slowing down the breath, allowing the lungs to fill and then empty. Then eventually let your body breathe itself and let your mind move through the muscles of your body, just asking them to release. Noticing that your body is held, supported. Notice the bones of the body just resting, stillness. And then bring your awareness to the breath again. And instead of changing the breath, see if you can think of it more like your body isn't doing something. Rather, your body is being breathed. Like the air is the one that's volunteering the movement, right? The air is moving into your body and then moving out. Because you're important and the world needs you here. So everything you need, you have. You are supported. You are cared for. You are held. So give yourself permission to let go. You have everything you need in this moment. you feel ready to return, you can start to deepen your breath. But no rush and no pressure because you are in your own space. You can do whatever you want. You can start to move fingers and toes if you'd like. Again, this is all optional. Stretch or move however you need to. Oh, goodness. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear it, but my fire alarm is going off, but my house is safe. When you're ready, you can come back up to seated if you feel so inclined. And when you get there, notice how you feel. All right. Just bow your head to your heart for a moment. Just thank yourself for your good intentions. Om Shanti Shanti, peace. All right. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to take off the recording.
Thanks, Carrie. Bye, Joan.